In the quiet town of Taraba State, where mornings begin with the sound of roosters and evenings end with neighbors sitting outside to gist, there was a compound that everyone knew very well. The compound had 10 rooms, arranged in two straight lines facing each other, with a wide sandy space in the middle. Children usually played there in the evenings. Women fetched water and chatted, and men returned from work to rest and laugh together. Life in the compound was simple, peaceful, and built on one strong rule the neighbors understood: we help one another. Then one day, everything changed. One hot afternoon, a small moving truck stopped in front of the compound. People peeped from their doors. Children ran closer. Women paused their cooking. A new tenant had arrived. She was a woman in her late 30s, fair skin, tall, and was always wearing a serious face. Her name was Madame Rebecca. She came with two young daughters, both girls, Deborah the elder one, and Blessing the younger one. The girls were always neat, quiet, and hardly spoke. Madame Rebecca supervised as her properties were unloaded: chairs, boxes, a refrigerator, a television, fans, and kitchen utensils. She was given room 10, the last room on the right side of the compound. That room stood slightly apart from the others, while the other 9 rooms shared a common wall. Madame Rebecca's room was alone, separated by a small open space. From that first day, people noticed something strange. She did not smile, she did not greet, she didn't respond warmly when greeted. When Mama Chinyere from room 3 said, "Good afternoon, welcome to the compound," Madame Rebecca only nodded and walked away. People assumed she was shy or tired from moving. They decided to give her time. Little did they know. After 2 days, her true nature began to show. On the third morning, Aisha from room 6 came knocking gently on her door. "Good morning, madam. Please, can I borrow your bucket? Mine just broke. I'll return it shortly." Madam Rebecca looked at Aisha from head to toe, frowned, and replied coldly, "I don't borrow and I don't lend. Please go." She shut the door immediately. Aisha stood there confused and embarrassed. Later that evening, Mama Tunde from room 1 went to her room. "Good evening, my sister. Please, can I borrow just a pinch of salt? I forgot to buy and my soup is already on fire." Without any greeting, Madam Rebecca replied, "I don't share my property. Salt or no salt, it is my rule." The door closed again. People began to talk. She's too proud. What kind of woman behaves like this? Is she better than everyone? Soon, the compound gave her a nickname. They called her Madam I Don't Share My Property. No greeting, no playing, no smiling. The days turned into weeks. Madam Rebecca never greeted anyone. Even if you greeted her first, she would pass like you did not exist. Her two daughters, Deborah and Blessing, were not allowed to play with other children. Whenever the girls tried to join others in the compound, their mother would shout from her doorway, "Deborah, Blessing, come inside now. I told you not to mix with anyone." The girls would quickly return, heads bowed, while other children watched in silence. When children played football, skipping rope, or 10-10 in the compound, Deborah and Blessing sat inside, watching through the window. One afternoon, a small girl mistakenly kicked a ball near Madam Rebecca's room. She came out shouting, "Who did that? Don't bring your dirty games near my side." The children ran away in fear. More instances, more anger. One morning, Musa from room 8 tried his luck. "Madam Rebecca, please, can I borrow your broom? Mine is missing." She laughed mockingly. "Is broom now gold? Go and buy your own." Another time, NEPA took light unexpectedly. People were outside discussing when power will return. Someone jokingly asked if anyone had a torchlight. Someone mentioned Madam Rebecca's room. Before anyone could even knock, she came out and said loudly, "Let me warn all of you. Don't come to my room for anything. I don't borrow and I don't lend." Silence covered the compound. From that day, everyone avoided her completely. Life continued, but without Madam Rebecca. When people cooked and lacked ingredients, they managed. When water finished, they waited. When children play, they avoided her sight. Nobody greeted her anymore. Nobody knocked on her door. Nobody asked after Deborah and Blessing. She was alone, but she did not care. Or so she thought. One hot afternoon, Madam Rebecca was in a hurry. She had an urgent appointment in town. She ironed clothes, charged her phone, turned on an electric cooker, and plugged in her standing fan. In her rush, she forgot to switch off her electrical appliances. She locked her door and left. Not long after she left, electricity suddenly surged. Inside her room, the iron overheated. The cooker sparked. Wires began to burn. Smoke started coming out from her room. Then fire. Children were the first to notice. Fire, 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 one shouted. Neighbors ran out of their room. Smoke was rising heavily from room 10, Madam Rebecca's room. People panicked. Bring water, someone shouted. But then they stopped. They remembered. The room was not attached to others. She never shared. She never helped. She never greeted. People stood still. Is it her room? Someone said. Yes. Madam, I don't share my property. Yes. Silence again. Just then, Madam Rebecca returned. She saw smoke. She saw fire. She screamed, my house, please help me, please help me. She dropped her bag and began to cry. Please help me. My children's things are inside. Deborah and Blessing's belongings. All my belongings are inside. All my credentials are inside. Please help me. She ran to the neighbors. Please forgive me. Help me quench the fire. She knelt down crying. I am sorry. I am so sorry. But before she could get them to forgive and help her, the fire had already spread. The fire destroyed everything. Her television, her refrigerator, her clothes, her kitchen utensils, her credentials, her daughter's books and toys, everything. Madam Rebecca sat on the ground crying uncontrollably, holding Deborah and Blessing close. That night, she and her children slept outside. For the first time since she arrived, she had nothing. The next morning, Madam Rebecca stood in the middle of the compound. She greeted everyone. Good morning, my people. Everyone was shocked. She began to cry again. I was proud. I was selfish. I thought I could live alone. Please forgive me. She apologized to Mama Chinyere. She apologized to Aisha. She apologized to Musa. She apologized to the children. I have learned my lesson. No one is an island. People felt pity. They forgave her. From that day, Madam Rebecca changed completely. She greeted everyone every morning. She allowed Deborah and Blessing to play with other children. She shared salt, broom, buckets, and everything. When someone lacked food, she helped. When children cried, she comforted them. Slowly, joy returned to her life. The moral of this story teaches us that community matters. Helping others today may save you tomorrow. No one survives alone. If you truly enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful African stories with deep lessons. Remember, what you give is what comes back to you. Thank you guys. Bye.